We are being manipulated again. Like, seriously. These guys think we are stupid. They think we're stupid. And all of this is being done just to take your money. Husky gang, gang, gang. Welcome back to the channel. We got a lot to talk about today, so let's start unpacking it.
Okay, action. If you're trying to get it, ain't no living in the past tense. Came late to
So in the beta, they've now put something called Open Moshpit, in which you can click and you'll have no skill-based matchmaking, or what they called the classic matchmaking system, which still has skill-based matchmaking, but it's just very minimal in comparison to the current skill-based matchmaking that they have. Is the game better with classic skill-based matchmaking? Honestly, yes. I would say yes for sure. One word answer, yes. I've noticed a significant difference. I have. However, and here's the however, it's still coming with some manipulation. And that's what I talked about 5 seconds ago when I said there's still 2 mosh pits that you can play. I'll explain the manipulation thing in a second. Making players choose between skill-based matchmaking lobbies, which is the current matchmaking system they have, and classic matchmaking is not sustainable. It's really not. And the same problems will persist unless they get rid of it completely. Maybe just a little less frequent, but those same problems will exist. And they will persist. Eventually, and that's if we haven't already been experiencing it, the players that are lower level are going to start choosing the skill-based matchmaking lobbies, which are the current ones that they've been implementing for the past 7 years. And all the players that are super skilled and just want to blow up everybody are going to go into the classic matchmaking lobby. And that's exactly why this will persist. Here's where the manipulation comes in. Activision, Treyarch, or whichever ding-dongs are making the Call of Duty this year are going to come back and tell us, based on our findings, we found that the matchmaking lobby with skill-based matchmaking was holding a better player retention. Well, that's because you never really got rid of the skill-based matchmaking. Again, you made 2 separate lobbies, which is just going to cause a divide. You're still going to get a bunch of rage quitting in the open lobby, and the skill-based matchmaking lobby is going to also have rage quitting at times, but it's going to be more consistent with your more recent findings over the last 7 years, because you haven't gotten rid of the skill-based matchmaking. It's still there. But that's what they're going to do, and then they're going to make it seem like, oh, well, we tried to show you. No. They're manipulating you. Can you not see it? I really hope you guys can see this. They're manipulating all of us right now. You should play the open mosh pit. You should. If you have the ability to, you should. Because it's the only way that they're going to see more players are just playing it, so maybe eventually they'll just get rid of skill-based matchmaking anyways. But overall, they're going to use that as a reason to then say that they're going to keep the current skill-based matchmaking, which is cranked up to 1,000,000. It's like cocaine mixed with Adderall. I also know that this is somewhat of a lie too. When I'm playing people, I'm seeing on the kill cam players with packet burst killing me. If you don't know what packet burst is, that's a connection issue. That means the person who's playing Call of Duty on the other end of that is playing with less internet connection, maybe because they have their shader quality streaming at max. But either way, it's messing with their download and upload speed, which is giving them packet burst. That is a connection issue. That means that I am not being matched up with players who have better connection, which means that they're still matching me with players based on skill? Huh. Okay, but there's classic skill-based matchmaking. They've titled it that. How do we even know? How do we really know? Yeah, sure, the queue times have been faster. That's great. The 2 most important things that should be used for matchmaking right now is first, input. Input, which is whether I'm using this, a controller, or this, a keyboard and mouse. After the game determines who's using what, whether it's a controller or a mouse and keyboard, then we should be matched up based on our connection. If I am matched up with somebody who has connection as good as mine, there should never be packet burst on the screen. Never. 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 The second reason I think they're lying to us is because there were a couple of noticeably better players that I played on the first day of the beta and the second day of the beta. And I remember their names because I have a really good memory. And now that I'm playing the open lobby or the open mosh pit, where there's supposed to be minimal skill-based matchmaking, I've encountered at least 4 people that I've encountered before they changed the matchmaking. To me, that's a little fishy, isn't it? I don't really know what that means, and I don't really have the time or even the want to investigate the freaking trickery that these guys are doing. Ding Dong, Activision and Ding Dong. Let's just call them the Ding Dong Squad. The fucking Ding Dong Squad. Another thing that's going to be happening in the open lobbies, because they've given people choice now, is you're going to get a bunch of players who are really good at the game calling up their boys who are probably also really good at the game because they probably play professionally or they're getting paid to do this. Those guys are going to all party up, go into a lobby that has classic matchmaking and shit on everybody. That's got to stop too. There's been multiple times that I've gone up against teams that you can tell are partied up because they got the same clan tag, and it's at least 4 to 6 guys who are god tier, and we're getting stomped. Yeah, sure, I still go positive, but we're getting stomped. And then the Ding Dong Squad is gonna tell us, oh, well, we tried giving you guys open lobbies with less skill-based matchmaking and you guys still rage quit. Well, maybe it's because you have the #1 players in the world all partying up on the same team. So here's the solution to that. There's 2 options to that, and it's not to bring back skill-based matchmaking. Get rid of skill-based matchmaking. That needs to go. It's like the plague. But there are 2 options here that you can do. The first one is players who are partied up are usually partied up because they want to hang out with their friends. Okay, put them into a lobby. Parties max out at 6 anyways. If parties max out at 6, okay, let's say there's a party of 6. They can get put into a lobby, and once they're into that lobby, another 6 players are getting put into that lobby. Then balance the teams. Split those motherfuckers up because they can still laugh and talk with each other. They'll still be in the same lobby, but now #1 skilled player versus #2 skilled player still got to go against each other. That's how that should work. The only other option should be if you're going into casual play with minimal skill-based matchmaking or the classic matchmaking system, then there should be no parties allowed. Now, I think the first option was better because parties will still be allowed. Now, you're probably wondering, what about the new players who don't know how to play at all? What happens to them? Well, there was a game called X Defiant that had a great strategy for that. New players, beginner level players, should get their first 20 levels of their lifetime in the game with a, I guess you call it a baby pool. You know, you get the flotation device, you learn how to play the game. You only get matched up with other players who are level 20 or under. That's it. Once they hit the level 20, they gotta go to the big pool. They gotta go to the big pool with all of the other kids. That's not a bad concept. And this is why. I'm a former varsity athlete. So here's my thing. And I always use this analogy. When you go to the community center to play ball, basketball, soccer, indoor soccer, whatever it is, when you go to the community center, you meet players of all skill levels. There might be one guy there that's sick. There might be one guy there that's doo-doo. But each team will get balanced out. You know, the sick guy will probably, you know, have the worst guy on his team. The second best guy will have the second worst guy on his team. And it all gets balanced out. I learned everything I learned at the community center. And that was going against guys who used to play for Team Cuba, guys who used to play for Team Canada, guys who used to play for ex-university teams in our country. And I would get shit on by those guys. But I also learned a lot. And then I could take what I learned and then build up my level to the point where now I am an ex-varsity athlete. You see what I'm saying? It all comes back to the fact that these guys are trying to artificially do something because they want your money. The system should not be like that. People would be willing to spend more in the store if they actually enjoyed the game. You want to enjoy the game? Well, when I go to play recreationally at a community center, I'm pretty sure most of the time I come out of there feeling all right. Because I'm not matched up with somebody based on the skill. If I wanted to do that, I'd join a tournament. Hence the reason there's ranked. So let's really think about this, because they're lying to you. This is all artificial. It's being manipulated. And didn't I tell you they were going to lower skill-based matchmaking during the beta? I said it in my last video. They're going to lower it, or I didn't think they would actually bring a mode that has none at all or very little or whatever they're calling it, classic. But they're going to lower it because they want you to buy the game. Once you buy the game, you're back on shit street. You're back on doo-doo caca poo-poo street, dog. That's it. That's what they're going to do. And now that we've talked about skill-based matchmaking, let's talk about the rest of the issues with the franchise, not just Black Ops 7. I'll talk about that in a review, but Call of Duty itself for the past 7 years. Let's talk about that. Everything they've done to make skilled players less skilled. First things first, the time to die is extremely fast. That enables camping. That enables one guy to hide in a corner, and once you come around that corner, because you die so fast, you don't even have a chance to react. That's another thing that they've done to affect the gap between skills. So getting rid of skill-based matchmaking in one lobby isn't still getting rid of these other issues. Okay, that's just one. The second one, you get punished for reloading. Why does it take forever and a day to reload my gun in a video game? Sure, in real life it might. I'm playing a video game. This is a video game. Why does it take so damn long to reload? That's the second question. And they can't say, oh, it's because we're trying to be realistic. Battlefield 6, I played the beta, which is a way more realistic game than Call of Duty, had faster reload times on all of the ARs and all of the SMGs when compared to Call of Duty. Not just this current Black Ops 7, but the last 7 years of Call of Duty. And the third thing, outside of skill-based matchmaking, that has made this game really hard for skilled players or anybody to be more skilled than anybody else, is the visibility. Again, if you look at Black Ops 6 or anything for the last 7 years, including Black Ops 7 actually, compare it to Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6, everybody was visible. If someone was in a line of sight, you can see their nameplate above their head or the little diamond or whatever it is. But I knew that there was an enemy over there. I might not be able to shoot him. My gun might not have enough range, but I know he's there. In Black Ops, or actually not just Black Ops, in Call of Duty now, the last 7 years of this bull, we are seeing players lying down on the ground, blending in with the floor. And there's no name tag, there's nothing. So I could literally walk into a room. Today I was playing, I walked into a room and had a guy, I watched the kill cam, he was lying down there reloading, which we know takes forever, so at least a few seconds. He was lying down there for a few seconds. I did not see him at all. Why was I not able to see this guy? Why is he blending in with the floor? He's less than 10 meters away. Come on. You think by doing this, everybody's gonna love the game again? Stop manipulating us. I'm tired of it. So all of this to say that them doing this is a step in the right direction, of course, but they think that if they fake that step, because that's what it is, it's not, they're not actually taking that step, they're faking that step. Change the T to an F. They're faking that step for you to buy the game because they want this. Once they get this, trust me, you become valueless again, because you were never valuable to them. It was your cash that was, right? And so once you give them this, they're gonna take it all away again. And I'm gonna tell you, I said it already, what their findings will be. Our findings? Yeah, we already know. I don't need to say it again. You can rewind it. I don't know what to say about the Ding Dong Squad, but I don't actually have time for these fake ass apologies and this manipulative thing that they're doing right now to get people to buy the early well, no longer early access, but to buy the game because of the beta. We don't need the fake apologies. We just need a better game. We need you to do better going forward. And so far you're not. Anyways, I digress. Thanks for watching. I will be doing a review on Black Ops 7 specifically because there are some things that I think are good about it, and obviously there are the looming issues, and we'll talk about it all in the review. Thanks for watching. You already know what to do. Comment down below, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Don't forget to keep it thuggin'.
Fresh fit fitted on my hot end, whole team all up in the field like a tight end. This is for my ladies in my right hand, working all day, getting paid when the night ends. Fresh fit fitted on my hot end, whole team all up in the field like a tight end. This is for my ladies in my right hand, working all day, then we pose for the nice lens. Seat up, tell them pull a beat up.